quick shout out to High Level Pro Tools. High Level Pro Tools are actually sponsors of our channel. High Level Pro Tools are the most powerful partner for Go High Level. If you are an agency or you are building SaaS like we do, High Level Pro Tools absolutely your go-to partner for white label support and VA services. I will leave the link below. Don't forget to check them out. I 100% recommend them. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast about business, leadership, trends, and tactics. And today, my guest is Carol. Carol, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your surname. You can tell us better. Carol, again, I'm not good at introducing people. I think you better do it yourself. I think you all have to do with branding.
Yes. And my name is part of my brand. It's a hard name. Carol Kemmerer. Really interesting because it has twice as many letters as it really needs, but it is my name, and my website is carolkemmerer.com, and you can find me on Google on Carol Kemmerer or at Carol Kemmerer, and also on LinkedIn. So I don't know. It is one of those things that is nice to have it be relatively unique. There are not a lot of Carol Kemmerers in the world, on LinkedIn at least. And that works for me.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. So you asked me to introduce myself, and I am an executive branding and influence strategist. And I work with senior leaders to help them develop their influence and their authority so that they can be found for what's next for them, whether that's board positions, elevated positions within their own company, or a next job adventure.
For those who are listening to us today, we make sure we leave links for Carol under this video. Don't forget to click like and share. And if anybody wants to talk to Carol directly, you'll be able to do so following the links below. And Carol, so what originally got you interested in executive branding and influence?
Well, it actually was a career fiasco for me. When companies are experiencing an economic difficulty, they often outsource whole functions. And that's what happened to me. I was a consultant to a Fortune 500 company. I did marketing communications for them, and I did it for over 20 years. I just loved that job because I felt so connected to the mission of the company. And I got to participate and lead launches of implantable medical products all over the world. It was exciting. But in 2011, they cut all the staff. And as a consultant, I mean, why would I think any differently? They sent all the work to a single agency under a retained arrangement. So all of a sudden, the brand that I thought I'd built wasn't there for me. I had built my brand on that company. And all of my network was inside that company. And all of a sudden, none of it applied. I realized that I couldn't put up a website showcasing all my great writing because it was all company proprietary. And I was dead in the water, It was like, oh, I could retire.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready to do that.
I believe everything happens for a reason. So,
Yes.
you wouldn't be where you are today without, that happening.
Absolutely. What I did was I realized that LinkedIn would be my I don't know, inner tube. I was gonna, save myself from this by putting myself out there in a powerful way. And I knew as a marketing communications person that I could write, a great profile. But what I didn't know was what does it take to write a great profile. And so I did an incredible amount of self-study and, listening to every podcast I could and all of those things to understand how LinkedIn worked. And I reached out to those people that had helped me or had hired me all those years and helped them with their profiles. And all of a sudden, they're starting to send clients my way. That wasn't really what I was looking for, but oh my goodness, it was so much fun. And I realized that instead of marketing products, I was helping people market themselves. And it just brought great joy. So I have been leaning into that since 2011. And in 2016, I wrote the first edition of my award-winning book, LinkedIn for the Savvy Executive, Promote Your Brand with Authenticity, Tact, and Power. And then again, I published it again in 2021, right after all of those changes that it made on LinkedIn as a result of COVID. So much job disarray was ushered in by COVID, and LinkedIn really leaned into making changes to make things easier and more helpful for people in searching for new jobs.
Yes, I am working with lots of business owners, and I realize some of them are staying on the wrong platforms. And then they say, oh, we're not getting any results. Guys, before going into platforms, of course, it's good to be everywhere. But if you want to pick one, you need to understand where is your audience is. And for us, for example, 90% of business are generated from LinkedIn. So it's a platform number one, although we have other platforms, just because we have capacity, to do so, but not everybody has. So you need to really, it's underrated that how powerful it is.
Yes.
A lot of brilliant professionals stay invisible online. What do you think? Why do you think that happens?
A lot of professionals feel like if they put anything of value out there on their profile or start to post, that they are sending signals to their employer that they are dissatisfied and looking for a new job. When somebody comes to me and they know that they want more, but they don't want to feel like that, I say to them, you are helping your company to excel because they have someone who has thought leadership and who is engaging with the company's natural target population. You are one of your company's highest assets. And if you don't shine your light, it doesn't reflect on your company. And so what we are learning to do in getting your profile and your posting up online is actually a benefit to your company. And you need to know how to explain that to your boss.
Yeah, that's right. And also I found out like there is a business page and there is personal profile, and it's so hard to push business page because obviously people want to speak to people, to human, and not the business pages.
Right.
And that's why it's so hard to push business page to people.
Yes.
Rather than you can do it through profile. Actually, in our company, I run several businesses. In one of our company in Dubai, we actually said to all employees, hey, If you don't have profile on LinkedIn, you have to have one. You have to link to a company. You have to. It's part of the culture now. I think there's no way. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to be there,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yes. I can totally understand why you did that as a business owner. The other thing that when I work with companies, sometimes they are asking, how do we get a bigger footprint on LinkedIn as a company? And we talk about employee advocacy. You know, somebody, we assume in the marketing area or marketing communications will publish something on the company page. And of course, also the employees can see it. Then you encourage your employees to add something as they repost it. And it is so powerful when that happens because people listen to people rather than companies. People want to do business with people rather than companies. But when the information is really interesting to those people that are your natural clients, the information propagates to them so much more quickly through people rather than through the company.
Yeah, that's right. I could see in your profile, be seen, be trusted, be chosen. What does
Yes.
that really mean in today's digital world?
Okay. So if you can't be seen, you're just not playing. It really is important on your profile, just starting there, to actually be seen for what you do now. It's amazing to me how many people have profiles that they have not touched for 10 years.
Yeah,
And I mean, really, we do change over time. If we don't grow, we're not much of anybody. But what we need to do is catch our digital profile up to date with who we are and what problems we solve and how we interact with the world. So that's the first part of being seen. Another part of being seen is to really post and comment. I am a real advocate of the comment. And I have what I call the comment trifecta that I teach to my clients and to people that I speak with. And the triple win for a comment is that you add value to the person whose material you're commenting on. One of the things you can do that helps with that is to tag them so they see what you're writing, and you're giving some credit to the person whose material was good, and then you add something, yes and, or you amplify something that they've said, and that adds value to also the audience, the reading audience, the people that are in your network that see it and the people that were in their network that see it. And when you've accomplished one and two, you've added value to yourself because people see that you are a thoughtful commenter. You are the kind of person that they want in their network. And many times I get LinkedIn requests as kind of an afterplay of a comment that I have added. And that's a really easy way to start being active on LinkedIn before you're ready to really post your own stuff. And when we do that, we also build our audience. We build the
yeah.
people that are interested in seeing what we have to say. And so
That's really valuable. Thank you. So, what you recommend to go and just look at the posts of other businesses or people and comment if you find it interesting, right? Or give
yes.
advice.
Right. I don't waste my time commenting on the, you're looking for
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
who has a really insightful post or a really insightful article. And, to comment in the way that I suggested takes some time. It's not the same as dropping an emoji. It takes some intellectual capital there and some
yeah.
time. And so you don't want to waste it on things that are not on brand for you. So you should be looking on LinkedIn for things that are on brand for you, where other people are posting. So you asked me to comment about my it be seen, be trusted, be chosen. And so when enough people see us and begin to look to us, they begin to trust us as a voice. And then be chosen is really wonderful. Our credibility builds to trust, and then the right opportunity appears and we can be chosen.
Yeah, that's right. I like the sentence. It's really cool. What's in your opinion the biggest mistakes executives making on LinkedIn?
Having hardly anything on their profile. So it is interesting. Sometimes people who are aspiring to the C-suite look at other people who are in the C-suite and they see hardly anything on that profile. And they think, oh, I've talked too much. I've said too much. The people that I want to be like say hardly anything. So they come to me and they say, I'm not going to say all of that. That's too much, too much. I'm going, no, you don't understand. These people that you're looking at, they haven't had to do a job search recently. And if they had, it would not look like it does now. I think people today are looking for humanity. And when you write an about section that is 2 sentences, you're just not being very forthcoming about who you are and what you do. We don't get any sense of why you're passionate about what you do, what your principles are, how you operate. We don't know anything about you. And I think that's a huge mistake, because people want to work for people who are value driven. And if none of that is there, why would they, when they have other alternatives, come to work for you? So it's interesting. It does not attract employees. It does not attract customers. It does not attract anybody. There's the title, and that's it. And
Yeah.
I
And
think
also, I will add my 50 cents as, marketing. I've been in marketing for 15 years.
yeah,
If somebody's searching for you on Google, and obviously your profile pops up. So if you don't have anything on your LinkedIn, on any other social media, you are nowhere. Like you're not having online presence. So even for search engines is important. And you were talking about having few lines. It's not enough. Of course, it's not enough, because even for Google algorithms to pick up, they need to pick some content. So if your profile is empty, you're not anywhere. And
right.
it happens a lot when we are on the meetings or somebody introduced me and went on a Zoom call. What I see people do, they go on Google or they go to AI now and they type your name to do a bit of research about you.
Yes.
So if you're not having profiles anywhere, it means like they can't find anything about you. So it's for those who are watching, guys, if you're ignoring LinkedIn, you shouldn't. And if you need help to make it better, you go to Carol. So,
Thank you.
so what do you think? Personal branding is now mandatory for all the leaders. There's no way to avoid it, right?
You know, there are people, I'm sure, that kind of stiffen when you say branding, relating to
Yeah, yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
But for those people that stiffen in that way, I would just say we need to be authentic, and we need to align our profile and what we write and who we follow and how we interact, because that's how you're found. Now, you and I, we like to call that branding, but we need to align it with who we are now so that we're sending a clear signal. And as a marketing communications person, that's the language I speak. But I can speak about personal alignment all the time, and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who's different.
How can someone build authority online without sounding self-promotional?
So I think it is adding things that people find insightful. I'm writing a series of articles right now about building influence, personal influence, and it is just so exciting to, it's like writing a book chapter in sections. I have usually 5 lessons, and then the 6th lesson in the series would be the follow up, or the wrap up. And in that, I would list all of my articles, so that people could find them all in one place. And if they, caught one and didn't catch the others, they can catch up. So I love to do that. I think it is really adding value to the world.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. I'm wondering, when you, with your professional eye, looking in somebody's LinkedIn profile, so what does it make stand out in your eyes? Like,
Oh, well, we're such visual people.
yeah,
And so the number one thing is your headshot. There are so many people who don't get it. That this is like the most important thing that you can do is to get a reasonable headshot up there where you're smiling, because even if you are ranking on page 1 for the keywords that are being searched, people look down at that list of 10, those snapshots of headshots of 10, and the first one they're going to reach out to is the one where you feel like the person is engaged, they're smiling, and they look like they're looking right at you. Well, that just happens with a good photographer, you know?
yeah. And now we have so many tools. You can even do it with your phone.
Yes,
It's so easy now. It's not. I used to do lots of photo shoots, and
yes,
now I feel like they're so much easier. I just did a couple of shots before the
yes,
podcast with my phone.
yes. Excellent. Well, so that's the first thing. And then the second thing that I look at is, have they bothered to get a banner shot? That digital real estate that's right behind your head. If that is the default, it's like, oh, this person's not a player. This person is not really into LinkedIn. They don't get it that that even if they chose a color to put in back of their picture, that they would make a better impression. And then, of course, I look at the headline, and that's our tagline. And when I see somebody loading up their headline with 5, 6, 7 things they want to be known for, I go, oh, they don't get it.
Yeah.
Because 3 is absolutely memorable. People are hardwired to remember 3 things. If you start putting 4, 5, and 6 things in, we can't remember you. And if we can't remember you, we can't refer you, we can't want to hire you. You just disappear from our memory. And that's a trick that preachers and teachers and writers and orators of all time have used, is the rule of 3.
Yeah, nice. I look at your profile right now. I didn't even know that LinkedIn has this slider on a banner, which is kind of
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Is it a
Yeah.
new feature? I didn't know about it.
Well, it is a premium feature. I had a premium
Okay.
account, but it was not premium enough to do that, and I wanted to do it. So,
I'm also premium, but I don't know. I didn't know there's premium.
yeah, well,
Okay.
I had to level up in order to get that. But I think it's so much fun.
Yeah, it looks cool. So, what's your opinion on how important is storytelling in executive branding? Is it important, you think, or not?
Could you say your sentence again?
How important is storytelling in
Oh,
executive branding?
oh, stories make everything better. Stories make everything stick better. They resonate with our heart. They help us understand the person who's the story is about. Um, it it stirs our imagination in a way that dates and titles don't.
Yeah, that's right. And what would you say about people who are like, can someone become influential online when they're naturally introverted? I'm like introvert, but I'm kind of getting out of my comfort zone. But there are so
Yes.
many people who just feel resistance just because they're naturally introverts, and it's really hard for them to, to go online.
You know, when you view it differently, it is a way for introverts to find just what they need, because you put something out there, but then the dialogue begins with the people who comment. And one of the things about introverts, of which I am also one, is that we listen well and we respond well. We love that one-to-one conversation. And when you write and you have like a particular category of person in mind, it's selfish to keep it to yourself. Share it and find who it speaks to. Those are the people that are your natural audience. Those are the people that get you. And what I have found is that I have friends for years that I will never meet. They're all around the world that resonate with what I write and what I put out there. And it's such a blessing to know that they're there. And,
Yeah, I
you know,
agree. I have so many people all over the world, and there are some people who I met actually on LinkedIn when I used to work in corporate. And then many years later, we managed to meet one of them in US, one of them in Portugal, some in Dubai, and with some of them, I ended up being friends with just, small conversation long time ago. And I
yes,
find it so cool. It's amazing.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
How has AI and all this technology, every conversation we have now, there is
Yes.
AI in place. So how do you think it's actually impacting personal branding?
So, I think that perhaps people are using it to help them with their profile. Um, that's a fine thing if you've trained your AI assistant to know who you are and know your voice. But it's a whole different thing when you ask an AI assistant that you've never interacted with, write me a LinkedIn about section, because they don't have anything to go on. If you don't know how to communicate the things that you want to have in your section, you can't possibly expect that it's going to do a better job. So I think that that's one thing. And certainly people are using it for their content development. Again, if you're not present in your content development, if you just assign it to a bot, it's going to sound like a bot. And
Yeah, that's right.
That's doesn't really serve anyone. Then we have what we call AI slop, in the feed, and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's right. I will move to my next questions. You worked with so many like senior level leaders.
Yes.
And what separates the ones who become highly influential from those who still stay unnoticed?
I think it is the people who embrace the opportunity that we have to develop a network that goes beyond the company that you're working for, that goes beyond the geographic boundaries. Those people who reach out and are more aware of what's happening in the world by virtue of daily interaction with diverse people from many places. If you are just nose down, as I was for many, many years working for just that one client company, you take on the company perspective and the perspective of everybody else who's nose down. It's I don't think it's the same. I don't think that you grow as a professional if you are just looking inward to your company.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever seen someone's career completely transform just by changing how they show up online?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Probably seeing it with your clients, right?
Absolutely. I worked with someone who had been out of work for 9 months when he came to me, and he was like a Lean Six Sigma guy. He really understood process, and he was a consultant before that, but he worked for specific agencies that placed him. And at any rate, at the point that I met him, he was working the cash register at a gas station. Because he needed some money. It was like, oh my gosh, he's really not finding what he needs. And I guess he had worked more in an industrial area before, and he felt that he didn't want to put on airs. So he didn't put his MBA in his headline or in his name. And I just repositioned him because he had all kinds of skills and he had all kinds of credentials that weren't showing to the world. And he was sending I'm just one of the guys on the line, and he wasn't one of the guys on the line. He was the person that could revolutionize how the line was set up so that the flow would be more effective. And he got inquiries right away and had a brand new right for him job in a month.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, that was not now. I wonder about now, because companies are really dragging their feet in terms of making hiring decisions.
Yeah, that's right. And many professionals, they actually have this fear of judgment when they posting online. So how do you suggest to overcome that fear?
Okay.
Like we think sometimes, oh, if I post that, people will think I am spamming, or if I do that, people will think they always think about what others
Yeah.
going to think, and that's kind of stopping them from actually posting online or be
Yeah.
online in general.
For those people, I ask them first to really develop their comment trifecta behavior, to find out how interacting really goes. And when you're on more often, I think that you can find that what you were thinking of posting is really right for you to post. I think that it is in large part a fear of what others will think, and when you have experience with the platform, you get a better sense of that.
Yeah, that's very good. And I think I've had this personally myself, and once you stop thinking what other people think,
Yeah,
that actually helps a lot. Like when you stop caring,
yeah,
it's mentally, I think mentally and emotionally, it helps you to actually grow. So if you still
yeah,
unsure, just go and do it, and then see what happened, right? Now it's really getting harder and harder to get attention when you
mhm,
do post, less people seeing you. I remember when I used to work for corporate, I think it was like back in 2010 or
mhm,
2009. I only did one post for the company I was working, and I got so many comments. And I was like young girl, and there was like older men, more professional than I am, were commenting with my posts, and I was like, oh my god, so many people see my posts.
yeah,
I was so like even shy to post anything more because I realized, wow, how powerful it is.
yes, yes. Well, um, again, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but you can frame it as that you are adding value to your company at the same time because you are an asset of the company. Now, people need to have good judgment. They don't want to post things that are company proprietary, or they don't want to pick a scab in their company. Um, they need to be adding value to the world in general.
Yeah, I also learned when I was working for corporate myself, I learned something that is easier to go, like when you're waiting for promotion, it's not happening, or they're promoting you, but like this much, but not massively. But when you go and work for another company, it's immediately like double down on your like financially and like career wise. I feel like that was the fastest way to grow, just to go.
Yes.
And LinkedIn profile actually helps because they see um, like when you go to another job or you apply for a job and they see all your past posts or your presence, that's how they actually evaluate. And I got job just like that, with like the salary was like 2 times more,
Yeah.
just because they've been seeing what I've been doing with the company I'm working. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, it's not in every company they value the way you want to be valued. So, and if you're planning like, exit strategy, I don't know if it's good advice or not. But when anybody's seeing you online and what you do is like, again, for your clients, if you work for yourself or if you work for the corporate.
Yes. Well, I think that um, your point is really good because we're building a reputation. We're building a following, and people know that that's portable, and it does really affect how people are valuing you in job consideration.
Yes, and it's still going back to personal branding because guys, it is personal branding, and yes, I think everybody have to start doing it. If you're not, you'll be left behind because how doesn't matter how we say it, it's still personal branding. There's no chance you can avoid it. It's
Yes.
life. What to do. So before we wrap up, I have one more question for you. So
Okay.
if your LinkedIn profile would disappear tomorrow, how would you rebuild your authority from scratch?
Oh my goodness. Well, if I had, are you talking about just my profile or all of LinkedIn? I mean, I
Yeah,
could
your
rebuild it.
LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn.
My LinkedIn. There are some authority places that I post. I write for the C-Suite Network. I post an article there once a month, and that is good. And I suppose if I had no access to LinkedIn, I mean, if it was just gone, I would go to Substack. So,
Yeah, that's telling me content is a king, right?
oh, and as somebody who loves to write, it's really cutting me off from a publication source would be very sad, and so I would find another.
Yeah, that's right. What legacy do you hope your work leaves behind?
So my mission is to make sure that people understand the importance of personal brand and how to use the tools for personal branding, how to use LinkedIn, how to make it yours so that it's a living thing for you as opposed to a static on the shelf kind of thing. When people put it on the shelf in their mind, that's sad for them because no one else knows that it's on the shelf. They think that the person they're reading about is you, but it's really you 7 years ago, or you the last time you applied for a job, or so I think it's important to keep it up to date.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much, Carol. It was nice talking to you. We will leave
Great.
all the links below. If anybody wants to work with Carol directly, Carol has very beautiful profile. I'm gonna go check that banner again. This looks so cool.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks so much, Carol. It's
Thank
was pleasure
you.
talking to you.
Great to talk to you too, Vera. Thank you.